I'm like legitimately sad that this is gonna be the start of the finale, essentially. Because I did check. Because I did check, the remaining 2 cases to do. The remaining 2 cases are the ones that were there at the base game. I forgot that. The 2 remaining ones are the base ones to do. And then there are technically 2 more after that, but those are more prologues for 25th Ward. So in terms of everything that will be from the game as written from 1999 will be wrapped up this stream. Which means that this is also going to be the last placebo to start with. Hikari. December 27th, so it's still 2 days before the other stuff. Also, somebody does have their AC on, because of course it's still hot as hell. It's like shaking my entire floor. No comment? From Erica, I got your turtle. Went to your place today, I got your turtle. He was freaking out. Aww. I tried to give him food, but he wouldn't eat. I hate reptiles and amphibians, so I couldn't touch him. So I just stared at him for a while. When I finally stuck my hand in the water, he puts his head on it. It's weird. I don't know if you'll read this, so I'm writing it like a diary. I cleaned the tank and fed the turtle again, and this time he ate it all. Looks like he was hungry. I feel like I know why you liked him so much now. I decided to take him back home with me. Bad news though, I forgot to ask you his name, or maybe I just forgot it. The turtle won't calm down. Looks like turtles are delicate. He keeps hiding under his island thing and won't come out. The tank was too big for me to carry home, so I just brought the island thing and bought the rest of his stuff new. He seems nervous. I'm trying to be quiet and to avoid bothering him, and sometimes he peeks his head out and looks around. He's probably looking for you. That, or he's trying to get me to tell you where you are. Get to tell him where you are. I don't have anything to say to him. I don't even know where you are, or if you're even alive or not. The turtle sleeps finally. I got the turtle a week ago. I got a bunch of stuff to clean his tank with. It looks really nice now, but the turtle flipped all the new stuff upside down and pushed it under the island thing. Looks like he didn't care for my presents. He keeps kicking sand all over the new stuff, so I took out all the things I bought and just gave him back his old dirty island thing. That finally calmed him down. He got excited for a bit, then finally went to sleep. Sometimes I look at him and try not to be seen, and he shakes his head and kicks his feet and kicks his legs in his sleep. Maybe he's dreaming about something. I had a dream that you were asking me for help, even though that wouldn't happen. You always follow things up on your own. You probably think that it's easier that way. There's something I can finally say now. When I last went to your place, I was going to tell you that if you were going to run, then I would go with you. But when I looked into your eyes, I knew you didn't want that. I thought of the moths gathering near a lantern at night, basking in the cold light. They're fluttering around. I thought of myself as one of those moths. The turtle is crying. It's been a month since I picked up your turtle. I haven't heard from you. Sometimes imagine that you've been cursed and turned into a turtle. The turtle sleeps, wakes up, and eats. He's just keeping on living because he has nothing else to do. Sometimes he cries. I had never heard a turtle cry before, and it sounds something like ki or ke, like a sort of sad sound. This is what it sounds like when a turtle cries. I guess the time will just go by like this. Will I never see you again? I don't want that. There are still lots of things I want to say to you. Right now, I just want you to come back. If you were to come back, I want to touch you. Be sure that you really are right there in front of me. I want to feel your face with these hands. Then I can finally feel at least a little bit more at ease and maybe even able to sleep again. I came back to this world. I thought I was done, but after coming home I remembered my old life. Let me turn this down like slightly. Everyday life pours out of everything and takes over. Everyday life is filled with bullshit. But it's also full of a sort of warm kindness as well. But one thing that's different is the constant whisper inside me. They became an infinite number of shadows and were there next to me. Sorry. So what did happen from Tokyo's perspective? Because the last thing that happened in the last placebo was him getting shot. Will the Guardian Marduk wait? Will the Guardian Marduk wait? Are you calling me? What's that woman? Babylon. The dead are still here. Leave me alone. Stop. Feel me. Jackhammer. It's been a while. Yeah, it has. Did you go on a trip somewhere? Kinda, yeah. You don't look well. Really? You look rather sick, actually. Yeah. Mr. Morishima. Huh? Would you like something to eat? Yeah. I'll make an omelet. Lots of butter. It'll melt in your mouth right away. A bar that sells an omelet? It should be easy to eat. Save the alcohol for later. How about it? Yes, please. You have no choice. Listen, just as the river eventually flows into the sea, it's perfectly clear that there's no changing course now. Fuck this. You're going to kill Banii Cho. The fuck I am. I'm just a writer. I'm not a fucking hitman. He's one of the ones you already employ. Like when you killed the bat. That won't work. You having to kill Banii Cho is just you reaping what you've sown. Hey now. Why the fuck? You made contact with Kamui and survived. That means the die has already been cast. The fuck are you talking about? Why don't you understand? Why don't you even try to understand? When the bat was killed, some weird shit happened. He spoke to me. After dying. Actually, even now he keeps talking. The whole time, it's driving me fucking nuts. What the fuck is this? These motherfuckers. They're like ghosts or something, right? Do something about them. Just like at Babylon. At the same time, the memory sealed up inside me came back. Banii Cho and I were both made from the same material. Right? Yes. Then, when Kamui came back, something came alive inside of me. Is that what you're talking about? Yes. Who am I? You're going to kill Banii Cho. I can't. "28th. So then tomorrow is when everything happens. Same familiar sailing. Dream. I know. From Tokyo Morishima to Tokyo Morishima. The woman at Babylon. Help me. Wait, what? This was sent at 2 AM from 4 hours ago? Help me. I was killed by that woman, Ayame. She shot me with a harpoon gun, came up to me, and cut a cross into my stomach. To kill my baby too. She had a look of pompous victory in her eyes, and she cut me. I'll pass on that one. Just thinking of Ayame makes my blood boil. I died almost instantly. I couldn't do anything. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I called for help to Kamui. Kamui. He was here. It was like all the nerves in my body became really sensitive. Like I was being burned by something, and I became hot inside. I could hear my pulse, and suddenly, like a scream, something poured out from inside me. I felt like I was going insane. And then suddenly, it felt like someone had poured cold water on me. I felt it in every pore. It went right through me. That's how I met Kamui. Apart from him, I didn't need anything else, really. But my life was taken from me by Ayame. I can't fully die, and I just feel so pathetic and fucked up. I tried walking away, dragging my perforated body. That's when it happened. Kamui appeared, inside me. Really, he came down from above, inside of me. I had just been broken into pieces, and everything was confusing. I had no idea what was happening, but I felt Kamui. His voice resonated. It was deep and calm, a magical voice. I was no longer afraid. It wasn't fear at all. I was happy. Death turned to ecstasy in an instant. And then the tobacco man came into the picture. Kamui was the transmitter, and I was the medium, and that man was the receiver. Basically, it was like email. How funny, I can't stop laughing. But I still can't forgive Ayame, no matter how badly she may slice me up. Even if Kamui smiles upon me, even if my body were to turn to dust and be blown away in the wind, even in death, Ayame can't be forgiven, ever. And then the tobacco man came into the picture. Kamui was the transmitter, and I was the medium. And that man was the receiver. Basically, it was like an email. Interesting. Dear Tokyo, I've decided to go after Kamui. He came back to this world, and he's finally shown his true colors and has been committing all sorts of terrible crimes. My nerves have been a total mess recently. I've probably been taking it out on the turtle, and I need to start rethinking things. He told me to back off from Kamui because he was dangerous. Is that because I'm a woman? If so, then as your partner, I'm pretty pissed off. Kamui's partner, Ayame, killed people for Kamui. Not out of jealousy. I think it was from a more subtle, calm sort of emotion. I think that sort of murder could exist. You don't understand women. So you don't get that I could be your partner. I think that we could make amazing partners right now. I won't mail you anymore. Let me know when I can contact you again. I'll be waiting. I love you, Tokyo Morishima. I'll probably always love you, Tokyo Morishima, the journalist. Today's word. A fallen blossom doesn't return to the branch. A broken mirror cannot be made to shine. Something that is already out of commission can't be brought back again. Take away the results of a person's education and nothing will remain. Kant. Didn't expect a Kant quote, but honestly at this point I probably should have. 1 carton of the usual. Huh? Oh hey, it's you. I haven't seen you in some time. Yeah. I assumed you were the kind of guy who wouldn't quit smoking even if he died. Had you given it up for a while? It's pretty cold, huh? It's winter, son. Winter is cold. Yeah. Maybe you were sick? It's already the end of the year. Are you even listening to me? What's the matter, boy? You got wax in your ears? No. Here, your smokes. Oh, had I paid yet? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well then. Christ, I shouldn't have taken the money. I should have taken the money. Hope that guy's okay. He is really out of it. Like, way more than his usual self. Like, everyone who even has a somewhat normal interaction with is noticing. Mr. Morishima. Yeah? Do you know what's in that cocktail? You're always drinking. Oh, this? No idea. Miss Erica came in a while ago. She was drinking the same thing. Oh, really? Dry gin, dry vermouth, and sweet vermouth. 1/3 of each. He makes the same amount of each together. From this combination, that flavor is born. It's not too sweet, not too dry. Yeah, you're right. The name Trinity comes from the Christian idea of the Holy Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, you know? The drink is also called a perfect. Perfect, huh? Does anything perfect even exist in this world? It does not. That's why everyone seeks out perfection. But the opposite is also true. The opposite? The opposite. What the hell do you mean? The perfect can be considered perfect. The imperfect can be considered perfect by virtue of its imperfection. I'm gonna see what he keeps saying. Because I agree, but I want to know his reasons for saying it like that. That's... What kind of rhetoric is that? Oh no. Actually, it's more like life wisdom. As humans, we live a worthless, filthy existence. Right? But because of the fact that we're worthless and filthy, we can also be insanely pure. I don't think so. Sorry, but... Mr. Morishima, people are all perverts. Huh? Who's a pervert? For example, me. Whoa, whoa! I can only love those of the same sex as myself, but I also like to be blindfolded and have my hands tied behind my back. I... One. Gay representation 1999. Very cool. Thank you. 2. Did not need to know that you liked being blindfolded and hogtied. No judgment. Everyone's entitled to their own taste, as is pretty evident from some of mine, but kind of hearing that kind of out of the blue, a little shocking, I will admit. I also like having even worse things done to me. Okay, thank you. But I spent a lot of time searching before I found myself. Lots of conflict, hesitation, and trial and error. And then I finally accepted it. My true self. It was a real discovery. Purifying your own heart and mind is the key. That's... Wow, that's actually like... It leads very strong, but no, the message is very nice and sincere. It does take a while for you to kind of figure yourself out. Sometimes you try things and they don't work out, and that's perfectly fine. You figure out which pieces don't fit until either by that nature of you figuring out what doesn't work for you, you end up finding out what does. And then you kind of just have to accept that. You have to accept yourself and your flaws. Maybe that's what he means by purifying your own heart and mind. It's not necessarily expelling all of your flaws, but more so accepting it. Which, in a sense, would work as purification, and once you're purified, you'd end up being perfect. You need to slowly crystallize it. If you can do that, then all you need to do is let yourself go. Let myself go. Let yourself go. Forget about the Trinity. Do you have regular beer? Yes, we've got ice-cold beer. He is probably one of my favorite characters. Easy. One of my favorite characters, especially in this game. Which is a lot to say, considering how many other characters are, like, super engaging. Allow me to explain. If you want to listen, then lend me your ear. And then engrave it into your heart and make your own past perfect. Listen. You were one of the shelter kids. You were one of the children in the very first experiments. You had passed through a really high-level program, but one day a sort of defect occurred. And you started slipping, and then eventually your personality began to break down. Due to this, in the end, you were treated as a bug. And had all of your memories erased, and reverted back to normal life. My memories were erased. Yes. The Shelter Kid's purpose was to help the planned perfect metropolis become an even more perfect city. You mean those dark, dank shelters? Those shelters with their faint light. That's where the plan started. The curriculum itself was created from relatively simple ideas. 4-year-old children would first receive education by continuously receiving only simple stimulation. They were shown the same things every day. Continuously did the same work. And they all did everything in the same way at the same time. Me too. You went off the rails close to that final stage. One day your emotions seemed to explode, causing a meltdown. That was your tragedy. Tragedy. Get the fuck out of here. You're a failure. A defective product. An imitation. Damaged goods. What a shame. You didn't turn out like Kamui and Ayame. He wasn't a transmitter like Kamui. He was a placebo. But even then, a defective placebo, one that did nothing. Well, no, that's what a placebo is. It's an imitation that doesn't do anything. Your fate had been decided and doomed by the time you were a toddler. December 29th. Same thing, same way, every day. Huh. Same work. So you were alive. I was surprised. The bartender told me you went by his place. I want to talk to you if possible. If you have the time tomorrow tonight, can you come to the Scopa chat room? I'll be there from 11 p.m. I'll be waiting for you. Today's word. Freedom is the recognition of necessity. Engels. Thank you all for staying with us all year. We prepare the largest thread event of the millennium, in which you can have the virtual experience of becoming a fly. Experience the micro-world in glorious 3D from the instant you enter the website. You too will be a fly. As a fly, you can see just how carnivorous plants catch and dissect insects. Get your courage up and try out this amazing new event. The editorial staff will be looking forward to seeing you there. Erica. Gladiolus. What are you doing here? I can feel you. Ayame. What is he doing? I wish I could have been raised like some sort of pitiful flower. Not a day goes by that I don't think that. Even now, always. Huh? Huh? My name Ayame comes from the word ayameru, which means to kill. How terrible is that? You, Kamui, and I are all pawns in a game. We are a fabricated existence. People are stupid. Ayame was created to be an even more mechanical being than Kamui. Created to face off against the powers that created Kamui. Easier to control than Kamui. A killing machine with even higher killing capabilities than Kamui. That's me, Ayame. Considering what happened after being thrown back into everyday life, a girl was used for Ayame in order to differentiate her from Kamui. They simply switched genders, but since the grown-up Kamui and Ayame were brought up in the same environment, they were drawn to one another. There was a miscalculation in the man-made mass-production Ayame. By becoming pregnant with Kamui's child, something inside me snapped. All the emotions that had been pushed back and bottled up exploded. There was nothing I could do. Is there a reason why a female praying mantis eats her mate once she becomes pregnant? To her, at least, there is no reason. I wish I could have been raised like some sort of pitiful flower. Not a day goes by that I don't think that, but simply saying it out loud won't change anything. Also, I have this child. If nothing else, at least I won this child. I won't kill calmly, nor will I kill Banii Cho. I can't kill him. There were those who wanted that, though. Do you understand? Can you hear it? Listen to me. Find something for yourself. There's a lot of different ways of interpreting whatever just happened. I'm gonna let it play out before figuring out what to make of that. Sighted the Hirakatsu switchyard. You wouldn't be missed if you died. No, wait. You're already dead. Old man. Just fucking stop. Feel me. $11:38. So completely skipping by whatever happened. Okay. This is an open chat room. Shoot, what's missing? Erica, socks. Shoot, nope, the answer was toothbrush. Erica, Shoot, so what you lack is delicacy. Erica, delicacy? I don't need that. Shoot, this is a personality analysis game. You entered the chat room. McTurtle, hey there. Shoot, welcome, McTurtle. Erica, hi. We were just playing a game. McTurtle, a game, huh? Shoot, do you like games, McTurtle? McTurtle, nope. Shoot, why not? McTurtle, cause they have rules. Shoot, what a badass answer. McTurtle, no future, lol. Erica, you're so dumb. McTurtle, he says you lack delicacy, lol. Erica, oh do I? McTurtle, delicacy is a necessity. Erica, for what? McTurtle, to live. Erica, why? McTurtle, cause life and delicate problems go hand in hand. Shoot, what's a delicate problem? McTurtle, like, to put it simply, how to find someone to fuck, etc. That is not... filthy. Erica, how interesting. McTurtle, wanna hear more? Erica, yeah, let's talk privately. McTurtle, guess it was worth trying after all. Erica, let's go to a locked room. Shoot, hey, what the fuck? Would you like to switch rooms? Yes. Transferring rooms, you have arrived. Erica is here. You entered a chat room. The chat room has been locked. Erica, it's mysterious. McTurtle, what is? Erica, the turtle is tweaking. Maybe he knows you've appeared. Turtle, I doubt it. Erica, what's his name? McTurtle, the turtle's name? It's Red. Erica, Red? McTurtle, he sounds like he's doing well. Erica, yeah, pretty well recently. McTurtle, the turtle, right? Erica, yeah, Red. McTurtle, and you? Erica, same as always. Turtle, you sound well. Erica, I guess. Turtle, how's the investigation? Erica, it's coming along. Turtle, you aren't gonna ask about me? Erica, no. Turtle, why not? Erica, I decided to trust my partner. Turtle, oh really? Erica, yeah. Turtle, once I'm ready, I'll send everything by email. Erica, okay. Turtle, do you know about the shelter kids? Erica, what? Turtle, it's the keyword for a certain set of incidents. Erica, what kind? Turtle, a bunch of kids who were raised like bees inside a shelter with no sunlight. 20 years ago, 1,440 kids got gathered together and educated in underground shelters. This education went on from age 4 for 4 years, starting before the kids knew anything. They were administered a perfect curriculum. Through the eradication of the self and a special kind of brainwashing, they were purged of impurities. It was meant to produce perfect and pure children. This entire plan was integrated into the city planning of the 24 wards. You should look it up. Erica, I'll check into it. McTurtle, I'm gonna disappear again. I'm gonna get away from the 24 wards for a while. Erica, sorry you aren't just going up and disappear permanently this time, huh? McTurtle, I'm just getting some distance from here for a while. Erica, then I won't worry. Turtle, okay. Erica, how many years will Red live? Turtle, around 30. Erica, come get him sometime in the next 30 years then. Turtle, I will. Erica, really? Turtle, I promise. Erica, no horse shit? Turtle, yeah, no horse shit. Good. I feel better. Yeah? That's what I wanted. Yeah? Erica, I wanted a promise. I just realized that. Okay. Erica, Tokyo. Yeah? See you later. See you later. Good night. Erica has left the chat room. Before dawn, the white moon is peeking out, and the sun isn't yet visible, but the sky is already starting to get faintly bright. I always liked that time of day. I never got tired of staring up at the sky like an idiot. It's the moment that the darkness of the soul tries to lighten up. But that's simply a memory of the past. Isn't that sad? I thought so. That's a pretty sad thing. That's why I decided to sort things out. In my own way. You have left the chat room. User online end. It all goes back to the city planning from 20 years ago. There were all sorts of citizen activist groups working in this area. The government was at war with itself over city planning revisions. Hachisuka was a lieutenant in one of these activist groups. That's right, Hachisuka, the current mayor. Mayor Hachisuka. How is he related to all this? Just listen. At the time, Hachisuka's election as mayor with no backing from any government party was greatly affected by the Mikumo incident. Pollution, grassroots activism, pressure from the upper class, and the city itself all came into question. That's where Hachisuka proposed a certain idea. Revolutionize the 24 wards from the ground up. He had an amazing plan. His plans for the city were absolutely perfect. How was it perfect? The brains behind Hachisuka's plan was a man named Nezu. Nezu himself was a worthless man with no ambition to speak of. But he was a real genius. There wasn't a programmer in the entire world who could hold a candle to him. Programmer? He wasn't a politician? Or a scholar or something? He was a programmer. It was Nezu who put together the plan to rebuild the 24 wards. That's not all. Even now, everything in the 24 wards is controlled by him. When Nezu hits the keyboard, the world literally changes. This has been continuing for the past 20 years. He had to be the guy in that chair. From the radio tower. No way. He changed the entire infrastructure to make it possible. To Nezu, running a city is probably like playing a game. Like he's continuing to play in an imaginary world. But that affects the real world and the 24 wards. The optimization of the perfect city continues by Nezu's hand. So he's just one guy. That's called a fucking dictator. No. It's not a dictatorship. It's a system of control and maintenance. If this supercomputer-level genius keeps control of the city, it's possible to maintain metropolitan perfection. That is the origin of the very world in which you are living right now. He had to be that guy that... Yeah. Kusabi knew when looking at him. To 10 a.m. One of my favorite times. Do you know what my biggest problem is? No. But I'm sure you have a very good idea. Yeah. I tried purifying my heart and crystallizing it, and then thought about it. In that case, your answer must be correct. You think so? Of course. What would you do? In what sort of situation? Do it. Or run away. And? Do it, and you'll be more comfortable. But it won't feel congenial? Run away, and you're in for hell. But when you think about it, that's exactly how you've lived your life up until now. I'd bet on whatever you decided. I'd bet all the money I have on it. This isn't a fucking horse race. You're welcome. Huh? Oh, I thought I heard you say thank you just now. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's Tokyo deciding on if he should kill the past or not. So you're saying that's this city's underground system, huh? Yes, that includes the shelter kids policy as well. So this Nezu guy was responsible for that too, huh? Shelter kits? It was implemented by the tech faction. The 24 wards were roughly broken up, and the TRO, CCO, and FSO were fighting for power. The shelter kids policy was backed by the TRO. But that doesn't really mean much. Because Hachisuka was bigger than those political factions, and Nezu had been controlling the balance between all of the factions. The shelter kids were small fish. They were like fish released into a pond to breed. They were easy to control, and they moved like pawns. Pawns in Nezu's game. And after the original plan ended in failure, or rather, after prototype experiments had finished, exactly 20 years ago, Kamui Uehara was selected to be the template personality that was to replace all of the old shelter kids with the new. So the big bad Kamui finally fits into this. This original Kamui Uehara is known as the Format Kamui. He was a hitman who lived 20 years ago and was an expert criminal. He was a bloody man. Or maybe a man who craved blood. The original Kamui? Hold on. Wasn't the shelter kids policy supposed to create obedient citizens? Why use someone like Kamui? Because Kamui Uehara was a soldier who followed orders. Listen. He doesn't kill on his own volition. He simply receives his orders and executes them without question. He's easy to control. You could say that, in a way, he has an extremely pure character. Take that criminality away from Kamui Uehara, and you would have a perfect human. This is why he was chosen. But that didn't happen. No, it didn't. Kamui went out of control. He's an uncontrollable criminal. Kamui's ferality grew fangs. That, or maybe a program suppressing anything man-made, took over. Kamui is too dangerous. Kamui should be transferring to Banii Cho any time now. Transferring? Motherfucker. All this shit is fucking bananas. There are no words to properly describe what is occurring right now. But it is known that Banii Cho is going to become the next Kamui. Kill him. Who? Why do I... Right now, you are the only one who can do it. What have you seen of Kamui? What do you think Kamui's true nature is? He is a calamity. A god of destruction, sent to destroy everything. I will once again return you to everyday life. Take back the past. And decide for yourself whether or not to kill Banii Cho / Kamui. I'm entrusting this to you. This is your only chance to make something of your cursed life. Those foul lingering consciousnesses inside of you will fade away once you kill Banii Cho. Wait, you're... December 30th. Switchyard bat. Again at 2 a.m. I heard a breaking sound. It was the sound of a skull cracking open. Something hot swirled up inside, and I immediately knew that it was a lead bullet. The face of the man in front of my eyes suddenly blurred up. No way, this is bullshit. To have to accept death on the eve of the day of fate. It's Nezu, the man who created the shelter kids. It was him. I knew from the beginning that Nezu would turn out like this. The man called Nezu was not to be made light of. He needs to be taken much more seriously. Because selecting Kamui Uehara was just Nezu playing around. He had meant to create a monster from the very beginning. He used Kamui as the big bad guy in his game. Like a huge in-game event. He was like Godzilla appearing from Tokyo Bay. He wanted to see how the city would change in accordance with Kamui's appearance. With a passion similar to hope, he created Kamui. Nezu himself is the ultimate Kamui believer. That's why I decided to back Ayame. Ayame is pure. She has one more pawn to use in the fight against Kamui. And she is actually a killing machine, closer to format Kamui than anyone else. But apparently, Ayame will not kill Kamui. This came as a surprise. And then, that job was entrusted to a man who was simply a bug in the program. The situation is not acceptable. But... I heard a whizzing sound, and the lead bullet flew at me. It was terrible. It was truly terrible. But there's nothing that can be done, is there? For me, time was stopped. Forever. Ayame. Oh, Ayame. Now my dream of seeing you with my own two eyes will never come true. It's like a whistle blowing in another dimension. Nothing more than a phantom, echoing precociously from afar. From you to Tokyo. It came back, so resending. Forwarded by you. Ciao. For some reason, the mail sent out earlier had bounced back. It's a bit late, but I'll resend it. From you to Tokyo Morishima. Christmas. Merry Christmas. 3 cheers for the end of the millennium. Love and peace to everyone. I hope the coming year is a great one for you. Kiss. How lovely. Nice. Today's word. The torch has been passed to a new generation. John F. Kennedy. I don't think it's too far of a stretch to note the inclusion of a JFK quote in a game that is very open with the use of political assassination as plot points. Maybe that's me reading a little bit too much into it, I don't know. From Tokyo Morishima to Tokyo Morishima. Subject to client. Drink it all up. My very fate. All of it. And then, to where, I don't know. But keep moving forward. That's my conclusion. I won't kill Banii Cho. I'll simply let everything be. But I'm going to delete the memories. Inside this machine that is me. I'm deleting all of my writings. If I disappear, you're sure to come here. And then you'll delete this yourself. I was able to hear the voices. When you find out about the lingering consciousnesses, and when you finally open this mail, the virus.exe file will go to work. That is my first and last game. After that, I've decided to keep on living. Because even someone worthless has at least part of a soul. That is how people live. That's what I finally learned. After living everyday life in this world. Even without hope, even in great fear. Even when continuing to drag along that which no longer has any value, one can go on living. Specifically because of our imperfections, life has meaning. Don't you think so? Don't you? That's set to S. Inohana. Take it slowly. Get the feel of it. Walk my path. Inside a dream. Pick a flower. Bathe in moonlight. Feel the love. Everything is as it should be. Everything is in front of you. Everything is for you. Keep moving forward. Together with the light. Through and through. What an unfortunate son. Is that a fucking ice cream truck? Why is there an ice cream truck this late? What? Okay. Okay. I mean, sure, I guess. Uh, I don't know why the music sounds like wrong. It's like playing it wrong. It's not even like it's playing it wrong. It's like copyright free ice cream music. What? That doesn't explain why it's out here so late. Oh. Ah. I fell asleep. Guess I drank too much. Anyway. Huh? Hmm? What's this piece of paper? Once you've locked up, I want you to toss the key inside the shop from the gap under the door. Then it'd probably be best to run. In life, it's okay to stick your tail between your legs and run away once or twice. Huh? My tail isn't exactly long enough to stick between my legs, but whatever. There is no escape. Shut the fuck up. Kill. Once and for all. Listen. Over here. You don't realize it's pointless. Die. Suffer. Come here. You're insane. Fucking lingering consciousness bullshit. Will I ever be able to accept them? Will they finally just disappear one day? Will I end up unable to take it any longer and simply go insane? Fuck off. Blue Monday. What a way to end a chapter. Ending it with fuck off is pretty funny though. Danwa. So, if I am correct, and I hope I am, because I spent like a couple minutes, a couple days ago, like making sure I was getting this correct. Life Cut, Hikari, and then Danwa are the last sets of chapters for the base game, for the Silver Case. As the game came out in 1999. The chapters after that, which are Whiteout and Yami, are additional chapters which were added in a later release that served more as introductions to the 25th Ward, which is its sequel. Very likely, I will probably also stream 25th Ward, but I will have to get that later. But I want to get all of the base game stuff done here, so it's just kind of all wrapped up. So, yeah. Danwa. This is the cafe. Why are you here, Kasabi? Hey, sorry about calling you out of nowhere. How have you been doing? Things going okay? Huh? Sounds like I'm interrogating you. Sorry, some habits are hard to break. Well, it's nothing special. It's just, you know, I wanted to see how you're doing. Don't worry about it. The coffee here is really good. Hey lady, bring over some more chocolate sausages. The chocolate they serve here is imported from Burdett. They're famous for it. Totally different from the crap you can just get anywhere. Yeah, this is my shit. Anyway, with Sumio in jail. That's unfortunate. But you seem well on your way. Doing really well on these assignments. But I guess it's about time, right? For the truth to be known. But even truth isn't that big of a deal. Don't expect much from it. Like your sister being abducted by aliens. Or that old guy smoking over there turned out to be your father. It's nothing nearly as dramatic. So just don't expect too much of it. This is the truth regarding the Silver Case. Kamui Uehara killed some old folks. That's the Silver Case. But that's not even the truth. At least it's not accurate. I didn't kill Kamui. I killed the old men. And then Kamui is killed by the old men. He became a plaything to the old men. The eyes have been gouged out of the dead body. Kamui's eyes were gone. Silver eyes. Kamui Uehara was no hitman. He was your average civilian. Except for one thing. His eyes were silver. And do you know why? He was ageless and immortal. Can you believe that? It's ridiculous, right? I don't believe it either. Who would make up some dumb shit like that? Am I right? I mean, that's what you'd think, right? That's what the silver case was. We were tricked. This calmly. Who do you think he was? The guy with the silver eyes. I watched those old men fight over Kamui's eyes right before my own. A bunch of old men brawling. It was hilarious. They went for weak spots. Shoving their fingers into each other's nostrils and asses. Ah, sorry. We shouldn't talk about this over food. So then. There was only one left. Of the old guys. He gouged out his own eyes and put Kamui's eyes in. It was gruesome. I feel sick even just talking about it now. But I couldn't believe it. In an instant, he was young again. That old man caught on to me. I had my 229 and... Oh. I gave that 229 to Sumio. Well, anyway. After that, I aimed at his forehead. And he just laughed. I laughed too. And I shot twice. Game over, man. That silver was magnificent. Gleaming in the light. If he'd been a woman, I'd have felt bad. Those silver eyes. A certain man owns them now. Hey, Banii Joe. Who do you see in front of you? Psych. It's not me. I had no idea at the time about eternal youth and immortality. If I had, I would have made sure to kill that fucker. I'll never forget that face. I feel like shit whenever I see him. It's Hachisuka. Not Chizuru. It's Miyakaoru Hachisuka. The current mayor of the 24 wards. Our despot. He's Chizuru's grandfather. His real name is Uminosuke Hachisuka. The whole father bit is a lie. That creep regained his youth from the silver eyes. He killed his own son and has been using his son's identity. That fuckstick is pure evil. Oh, and get this. Chizuru and that reporter are siblings. What a waste. Using your own grandchildren like toys. Well, let's take our time and get rid of them. It'll be a new age soon. Aren't we lucky? To be born in this age so that we can witness such a wonderful moment. It's fucking awesome. And so, I have a favor to ask. It's important. It'll affect you from here on out. It's a very delicate problem. All truths are concealed here. Banii Cho. Lend me 50,000 yen, you motherfucker! That's the silver case. They really held on to that 50,000 yen joke. Okay. I can put together my thoughts at the very least. As a debut title for a new studio, and like the first thing that sued, at least for the transmitter half, because I should clarify, because I might have been a little bit inconsistent because I didn't know too well. Transmitter lead writer is Suda. Placebo, I don't recall who they were, but they were different. They are a different lead writer. They were a completely separate writer. I still think that Placebo was incredibly well written and very interesting in its own ways. But I think there's some acclimation to it that I probably was a little bit slower to. I was definitely a lot slower on the uptake for it. And I think that comes down to it being a different writer, because it definitely felt very different. So that probably took me a little bit more time to warm up to than I would prefer. But as a whole, I think this game is phenomenal. Like, aside from the fact that, like, it did take me... I was kind of sleepy for some of the parts. That was not because the parts themselves were boring. That was because I have a horrible sleep schedule. Kusabi, we've got a problem. Huh? What is it? What are you doing here? We need you on the scene ASAP. What? What the hell is it? Kusabi. It's Kamui. Kamui. Kamui's right. Can't say that. So what the fuck are you doing here? Sorry for not contacting you earlier. This isn't the time for apologies. Mayor Hachitsuka has been Kamui again. And at a time like this, come quickly. Come quickly. Please. Wait a sec. Then who is Kamui? You'll understand once you get there. Thanks. What a long-ass fucking journey. Hey, Banii-cho. I'm sure we'll meet again. But wait. If that's the case, who the fuck is Banii-cho? But yes, ooh. HD version stuff. But yeah, as a um as a debut title for a new studio, um both from its style, even from its very limited presentation, um the format is incredible. Um the writing is super sharp. Like just the way that the way that the characters speak, their relationships with one another. Um, like this is a very distinct cast. Like you can't just copy characters like this and kind of just throw them in anywhere else. Like a format like this. Grasshopper. Akira Yamaoka. Um, like this isn't something that anybody can just like imitate. Like it's so distinct in what it is and how it presents itself and what it ends up being by taking all the different influences that it has, by taking the liberties that it does. Survive the Downward case resolution. Um, from taking liberties that it has, from the implementation of multiple media styles, from the way that its soundtrack is even presented, from the way the story is presented between the transmitters and the placebo chapters. For as limited of a space the 24 wards ends up being, as limited in the sense of like you actually being able to move around in it and interact with people who are there, it feels not only so incredibly realized, the history of the city itself, the different factions that are related to it, um, the different factions that are related to it, the way that they all intermingle with one another, the way that the civilians end up responding to the things that they experience. Um, it's an incredibly well realized setting. Like there are some things there are something. I'm not gonna pretend like I caught everything or like I understood all the faction politics or the actual politicking and the government stuff like incredibly well, but it is it is present enough and potent enough, including the mysteries and the lies that it has, and the ways that that these people all work on multiple different levels, not only just like in terms of like their relationships to one another, but in relation to one another. The chapter where you spend most of the time with Morikawa and Hashisuka, um, hell, you don't even spend that much time with them. You spend most of that chapter on your own doing a lot of the legwork, while Morikawa and Hachisuka are both doing something else. And then you come back, and then Morikawa's like, okay, I'm gonna quiz you. And then in between, like, everything that's actually going on, he's like, oh, by the way, you're wrong about this. This is what actually happened. I figured this out like 2 days ago. Like, how? Like, how? Like, you are not the most important person. You are not the central important person who gets all the facts, who gets all the information, who everybody is a fan of, who everybody tells everything directly to. you do make progress. You do understand different parts that you can. You do uncover some of the story and some of the mystery and the things that are going on, but a lot of that is not fed to you. You are given a lot of those, you are given a lot of the tools, a lot of the information, and it is something for you to just kind of mull over. Like, you have to do a lot of thinking and just kind of pick it up while you're either playing or through additional time thinking about things. Um, but it's so tangible. I think like my favorite placebo chapter was the one where Tokyo kept waking up because they were doing construction outside of his house. Because like that's a real thing that happens. Sometimes you're just stuck. Like you have things to do or like you have a day off and just like, oh, I guess they're doing construction this day or doing something conveniently like right outside my window and ruining my day. Um like the bartender being like super cool. Um like it's even the old lady at the smoke shop like noticing how off Tokyo was. And he's like, "Oh wait, did I pay?" And she's like, "No." She's like, "Yeah, you did. Don't worry about it. Go on." Like, and it's not like they had a really close relationship. Like, but it's just like a nicety thing. Like, there's so many small human moments, even between people who either hate each other or don't really communicate with each other or don't fully understand each other. Like, that's something that's kind of like the biggest thing, especially when it comes to Suda's work, that like I'm such a huge fan of. Um, because you can see, you could probably see the way I was reacting, especially during the transmitter chapters. Um, the way that the characters just interact with each other, the way that they communicate. Um, Ayame calling Sumio slow and like stupid while they're both actively aiming at each other with guns. Like, it's so. It's not formulaic, it's very stylish. I think that's the word I'm trying to use. Stylish. Where, like, you give that scene to somebody like Joss Whedon, you're gonna get a completely different scene with a completely different feel. But the way that Suda does it and the way that that ends up tying to like a case later, um, because Sumio has hard hearing, so he comes off as stupid, and like that's really good long-term character building. And the fact that Kusabi is still bringing up Sumio, and that like he's still a fan of it. Like he, I won't say a fan of, but like no, he still likes him. He respected him enough that even knowing after the things that he did do, he coached him through his emotions. Um, like this, this is a genuinely super inspired work, and I don't know how much of it had changed. I don't know how much of it had like potentially changed, um, or how much of it retains how much it was back in 1999. But it's a super remarkable work. It is an incredibly remarkable work, and I genuinely feel like really feels weird to say it, but like no, I feel honored that I was able to play this. Like this is one of the debut works from a creator that I really deeply respect, and there are some parts where it is very deliberately, uh, almost callously, uh, abrasive. Like there are some parts in this game that if you tried to put into a game nowadays, a producer would kill you. Because it's like, what are you doing? You are going to drive all of our players away. Um, but no, like this was so cool. This is super cool, and I can see why like this game has the fans that it does. Like I'm a fan now, especially of this. Like now I really want to play the 25th Ward because I want to see both either how much his style has changed, what has changed in terms of the like the design philosophy, the writing, um because even just mentally comparing this to something like No More Heroes 1, 2, Travis Strikes Again and 3, like actually that's a really good point. Um the kind of lofty nature of some of the conversations where like I don't know how to describe it, like kind of airy, where it's like the two people are kind of like talking past one another, like they're both talking at each other, but they are not talking to each other. There's a lot of scenes in No More Heroes that are like that. No More Heroes 1 especially. I'm thinking of the fight with Dr. Peace. Like that boss introduction where he's talking about the relationship with his family and like his daughter, and then Travis is like, you're just having like, oh, like doesn't it feel great being able to eat at fancy restaurants and stuff, and he's talking about how he can't focus on what he's eating because of his job, and like how strained that has ruined his relationship with his own family where he feels nothing. um but then the conversations in this are a lot more kind of down to earth, as like some of the scenes from Travis Strikes Again. Some of the scenes from Travis Strikes Again, especially the VN segments from No More Heroes 3, um, like a lot of it hasn't changed. Some of the presentation of it has, and the way that some of the things get talked about definitely has, but it's a very distinct form of dialogue, a very distinct way that the characters talk to each other and express themselves. And it serves as a really good contrast because that feeling from the conversations isn't really present in No More Heroes 2. Like I can't think of like a conversation that flows as well. Um like like taking two of my favorite fights from that game, Kimmy Howell and Margaret. Three, I'll use three. From Kimmy Howell, Margaret, and then Alice. Uh, like the conversation with Kimmy is like very kind of funny. It's not even really a conversation. It's him reading like a fan letter and then like being very direct about fighting her. Uh, Margaret is a very kind of direct fight, and then their one bonding moment is more towards the end um, where Travis admits that her song is catchy as hell. Um, like the only conversation that I keep going back to, especially in No More Heroes 2, is the conversation that he has with Alice about like how she sees him as the crownless king who made it out. Um, and him still saying like, well, I'm back to kind of like take back my spot. But Alice had her own reasons for being number two. She was trying to do something, she gave up a lot of things to make it there. Like, compare that to the number 2 fight from No More Heroes 1, where like him and Bad Girl had a conversation and they're not talking past each other as much. Like, Travis is looking down at her, like kind of literally and figuratively, and then like Bad Girl has a very short temper and is very, again, kind of abrasive. Uh, like, no, she lives a very simple life. The only thing that mattered to her was killing and drinking and just kind of like letting out her anger. Uh, which isn't very different from what Travis was doing. Like, he was like replaced beer with watching anime and other activities. But like, no, he was mostly doing the same thing. He was waking up, picking up the beam katana, going to work, and work was either a part-time job or killing people. Like, Bad Girl was at least able to wake up, presumably from her couch, and then go to the conveyor belt and then have a drink and lay down. Uh, like, there was hardly a difference between the two, which is why she gets mad that he looks down on her, because like, no, you are the same. You are functionally the exact same type of people. Um, it's also because also to bring it back to Silvercase, because it felt like I was kind of going off there, but to bring it back to Silvercase, like the way that Kusabi got along extremely well with Sumio, um, like they bantered with one another. They genuinely had like good rapport with one another. Um, Meanwhile, technically speaking, Kusabi and Sumio were on like complete opposite ends of like what they should have been doing. Um, like a heinous crimes unit officer and someone who commits a heinous crime because of things related to his past that were dragging him down, that still held him down after all those years. Uh, Even the way Sumio's like a really good analogy too, because that like translates to how Kasabi ends up treating you or treating the player. Because he's like, okay, you're Kamui, but that's not your fault. Like, here's everything that happened to you. Here is literally the guy in charge, responsible for making you the way that you are, for making the city the way that it is, and for molding all of us in the way that we are. Are you going to just be upset and hold on to that anger and let that drown you for the rest of your life? Or will you kill him, kill your past, and move forward? And then you kill him. Kusabi's the one telling you to do it. The choice is still relatively yours. And hell, he even still calls you Kamui. Uh, but he's so understanding. He's so much more understanding and like encouraging you to live your own life, to not be bound by that past. I really, really, really like this game. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna stop thinking about this for a long time. This was a really this is a really fun experience, and I genuinely hope that I get to either be a part of or make a game like this someday. Not exactly like it, with my own style and feel, of course, but like something that is so distinct. I like it. So yeah, that is where I'm going to end it for now. But when I make plans to do 25th Ward, no reason not to come back and do uh these following two things, because I believe these following two things were added when this was ported to uh it was either PS4 or Switch, because it came in a bundle with the 25th Ward. So like Yami and Whiteout were added retroactively after. Um, and because like we still got credits and everything, like that's why I kind of wanted to do this now. Admittedly, I kind of thought down one might have been a little bit longer, so that's why I kind of gave it the time, but that's fine. But yeah. I wonder. There was one thing that I actually wanted to see. Yeah, because that's the new CG. I want to see what the original is. Do I have to reopen the game? I imagine I would have to. Yes. Give me 1 sec. Because I also will admit that I don't know why I did that. Prepare. I will admit, I did kind of want to. Originally, I had an idea of switching between like the old and new graphics, but I ended up just liking the new graphics so much that whatever, I just stuck with it. Um, so yeah, I at least want to play this once, and then that is crunchy 480p. Okay, I understand why. I understand why it's on the new by default. You legitimately cannot make out that text. Oh, they show off a lot more characters in this one. Did I say Morikawa was 28? Yeah. Oops. Okay, switching that back. Yeah, no, that's neat. So yeah, I guess that is technically done for right now. Yeah, no notes. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, no matter when you're watching this. And yeah, hopefully I want it to be soon. I don't know if it'll be this year or not, but I do want to get to the 25th ward. What a super cool game. So yeah, take care. Johnny.